The crypto market has been looking weak lately, and it's left everyone wondering what catalyst, if any, could cause prices to collapse. The recent exploit of Curve Finance has put the spotlight on one possible catalyst, and that's decentralized finance or DeFi. To refresh your memory, DeFi is a crypto niche that consists of a series of decentralized applications, often referred to as protocols. Naturally, DeFi protocols are meant to provide the same products and services that you would find in traditional finance, but in a decentralized way. There are many different types of DeFi protocols, but the two that you'll need to be familiar with for the purpose of this video are decentralized exchanges and decentralized lending and borrowing protocols. Decentralized exchanges or DEXes make it possible to trade two cryptocurrencies without using a centralized exchange. This is made possible by so-called liquidity pools. Anyone can create a new trading pair or contribute to an existing trading pair using their own crypto holdings. The price of the cryptos in this trading pair depends on their ratio in the pool. I'll give you an example. You could provide an equal amount of USDC and ETH to the USDC ETH pool on Uniswap, allowing others to trade your USDC and ETH. If there is 18,000 USDC and 10 ETH, then each ETH is worth 1,800 USDC, and you would have to provide 1,800 USDC with each ETH that you provide, so it's 50-50. If you're wondering why you would want to provide liquidity, well, the answer is yield. As a so-called liquidity provider, you're entitled to a percentage of trading fees from the pool that you're providing liquidity to. And if you're wondering why you might not want to provide liquidity, well, the answer is impermanent loss. I'll give you an example. If ETH starts to crash, then traders will deposit ETH into the pool and take USDC out. The result is that liquidity providers end up holding more ETH than USDC, which could result in a loss if they sell. The key takeaway here is that the liquidity pools on DEXes they're not always liquid. In plain English, it doesn't always take that much buying or selling pressure to move the price. Keep that point in mind for later. Now, as for decentralized lending and borrowing protocols, they make it possible to lend your crypto to earn interest, or to use your crypto as collateral to borrow more crypto. On the lending side, lenders provide crypto to a lending pool for borrowers to borrow, one pool for each coin or token. The interest rate on the crypto being lent or borrowed depends on supply and demand. Let's do an example. If the demand for USDC is high, then the interest rate on lending and borrowing will be high to incentivize people to lend more of their USDC and to disincentivize people from borrowing too much USDC. On the borrowing side, borrowers must provide a dollar amount of crypto as collateral that's greater than the dollar amount of crypto that they're planning to borrow. This is called over-collateralization, and it's required to ensure the protocol remains solvent in the event of a liquidation. For example, let's say you deposit $1,000 worth of ETH to borrow 800 USDC on Aave. If the price of ETH falls too much, or the amount of interest that you owe on the $800 of USDC rises too much, then the ETH you provided as collateral is automatically sold by Aave, typically on-chain using a DEX. Here's where the catalysts start to come in. According to DeFi Llama, there is over $40 billion of crypto locked up in DeFi protocols, more than half of which are on Ethereum. The largest DeFi protocol by total value locked is Lido Finance, which makes it possible to stake your ETH and trade it, even though it's technically locked up. This is done by basically giving you a tradable IOU token, where you can stake your ETH on Lido Finance. This IOU is called stETH, earns staking rewards in real time. According to Lido Finance website, there's almost $15 billion of stETH in circulation. To put things into perspective, this is almost 3 times larger than the total value locked in MakerDAO, the second largest DeFi protocol by total value locked. at least on Ethereum. MakerDAO makes it possible to mint a decentralized stablecoin called DAI using crypto as collateral. You can think of MakerDAO as being a special decentralized lending and borrowing protocol. Same principle, different process. And as it so happens, almost 15% of the 4.7 billion DAI in circulation is backed by stETH. stETH has also become a popular form of collateral in borrowing and lending protocols. Not only that, but stETH is traded almost exclusively on DEXes, primarily Curve Finance, a DEX for stablecoins, and in this case, ETH and stETH. On Curve Finance, the ETH-stETH pair has less than $400 million in total value locked. Because liquidity providers must provide liquidity in equal amounts, this means there's less than $200 million worth of stETH in Curve, and only around $7 million of stETH on Uniswap. This might sound like a lot, but remember, there's $15 billion of stETH in circulation. This means there's lots of potential sell pressure sitting around in DeFi. If anything was to happen to stETH or any of the DeFi protocols that are using lots of it as collateral, like MakerDAO, then lots of stETH would be sold, possibly billions of dollars worth. Almost all of this stETH would be sold on DEXes. The low levels of liquidity on Curve and other DEXes means that stETH's price would quickly plummet, possibly to zero. This would cause most, if not all, crypto loans collateralized by stETH to be liquidated. Put it simply, it would cause absolute chaos in DeFi, and also in Ethereum's ecosystem by extension. This is a much bigger deal than you might think, because almost all of crypto's important infrastructure is built on Ethereum, particularly stablecoins. Because all of DeFi is connected, any stablecoins being heavily used in DeFi protocols would be the most at risk of a depeg. The elephants in the room here are DAI and USDC, both of which are primarily used for DeFi. Consider that more than 80% of Gemini's GUSD stablecoin is also being used as collateral in MakerDAO. This could explain why stablecoins have seen so much weakness recently, but it wouldn't explain why Tether's USDT has also been struggling to keep its peg. If you watched our video on the main channel about stablecoin supply, you'll know USDT is used primarily for leverage trading on centralized exchanges, not in DeFi. But as events like Terra has shown, centralized exchanges are often connected to DeFi in some way. In worst-case scenarios such as Celsius, these connections can be the cause of their downfall. As such, any problems in DeFi could quickly spill over into the more centralized elements of the crypto industry. This would likely lead to renewed calls for stricter crypto regulations, especially around DeFi, which is arguably the crypto niche that competes the most with the existing financial system. In other words, a DeFi implosion would give the incumbents the excuse they need to control or kill their biggest competitor. It's going to be interesting to see who is behind it, assuming that it occurs, of course. Well, you can rest assured we'll be keeping a really close eye on this catalyst and others, and be keeping you updated on our socials. So be sure to like, subscribe, and ping that notification bell to make sure you keep up. Also, if you are looking for a hardware wallet or new exchange to trade on, then our deals page is where you should go. We have discounts on wallets, trading fees, and exchange airdrops of up to $40,000. All that in the description below. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. My name is Jessica, and see you all again very soon.